Hello and welcome to computer class. My name is Dave and today we're talking about how to use the File tab. So get yourself a PowerPoint open and we will get started. All right, so the File tab is right next to the Home tab, and the Home tab has everything you might need on it on a regular basis, as well as the other tabs. They're kind of in this ribbon format, but the moment you click the File tab, the view of PowerPoint changes a little bit. Look, watch. See what happens there? It looks completely different. And we call this view the backstage view because it does look like you're going into the background portion of the presentation software. All right, so in this view right here, we have a home section and it allows us to get to two different things here, the new and the opening of old or previously made documents. So in this, I can search for, I can click on more themes and search for themes here if I wanted to, and then find one on dogs if I wanted to and create that. And basically that will pop open a new presentation over top of my existing one. See, there it is behind it. I can also click on open, and this allows me to search through previous presentations that I've created and find them, as well as go on my OneDrive or search the local files on my computer or browse the files this way. Either way, it's just all about finding different files. I can also see the ones that are shared with me, and that's pretty much it. I can also recover unsaved presentations here. Info has a couple different things as well. We've got protecting the presentation. You can encrypt the presentation with a password if you want to, which is super helpful. You can make this a read-only document. You can add a digital signature, and you can mark the document as final. Then if you want to, you can check the PowerPoint presentation for issues, and what you'll find is that sometimes you have to check the compatibility because someone may have made this presentation in an older version of PowerPoint, and so you're now running a new version of PowerPoint, so you need to check the compatibility. That's what that's for, as well as check accessibility and inspect the document. And then you can recover unsaved presentations as well from this area or delete all unsaved presentations. Then there's these two buttons, Save and Save As. And the difference between Save and Save As is for the first time you are saving the document. So let me click and double click this PC and it pops up and I save this presentation, and I recommend you save it something other than presentation 1, but you hit save, all right? So now this document is saved to this PC. That's what Save As is. It's the first time you save the document. Now, throughout the entire making of the document, you'll want to save the document in regular intervals. So you want to press save at that point, and it will save where you're at, kind of like a save point, so to speak. The next is Save as Adobe PDF, and if you click this, you can actually save your PowerPoint presentation as a PDF. I can see a reason for doing this because there are some devices that can't read PowerPoints unless you have certain software installed on them, like an app or something. So if you want it to be able to just be read on all devices, either through email or something like that, you might want to save it as a PowerPoint, or maybe you want it to load really fast online or something like that, and you want to save it to a website, then I can see a reason why people might export it as a PDF. Down from that is print, and you're able to pick your printer, as well as you have to press this button to actually print it. You can print the document on all sides or print a current slide. Sorry, you can print all slides or print a current slide. You can print full pages, or you can print 6 slides on a page, 9 slides on a page, 3 slides, depending on what you want. You can print one-sided, both-sided, flip along the low edge, collated or uncollated. And what that means is it'll print all the slides, and then it'll print all the slides again if you were making multiple copies. Or you could do uncollated, which means it'll print all of slide 1, however many you chose right here in the number of copies. So let's say you chose 3 copies, it would print slide 1 3 times, and then slide 2 3 times, and then slide 3. That would be uncollated. You can also pick it in color or grayscale, and you can also edit the header and footer, which is the bottom part and the top part of the PowerPoint slide. Share is you can share with people, and email is you can email it to someone from here. You can send Adobe PDF for review. You can present this online, which is pretty cool. If I click that, hit present online, it will generate me a link that I can then share with other people and send as an email to them. and I can start this presentation in an online fashion if I am doing a webinar or something like that. All right, so that was all of share. Export, then I can export as a PDF. Obviously, I can create a video. A lot of people don't know that. If you create a slideshow, and in subsequent lessons I will show you how to, like, one click create a slideshow. Is pretty cool, but not yet. Just in this lesson we're covering the file tab. But if you create, you can actually hit create a video, and this will export as a playable video, which is super cool. You don't really need editing software anymore. You can use PowerPoint, yes, to create a slideshow or something like that. Create an animated GIF with one of the slides or some of the slides. You can present for a CD. You can create handouts, which is pretty cool. If you wanted to have your notes on the side, because you can take notes down here at the bottom, right there. As a presenter, you could show them your notes and print off both of those together. And then you also have change the file type, as well as close. I'm not going to click that one because it'll close the presentation. You can see your account information as to what you're signed in, and I'm going to have to blur these out for the time being. You can give feedback to PowerPoint, whether or not you like it or not, and then you can click on options down here at the bottom. And you have several options for the program itself. This is where all the settings are located. One's on optimizing the best experience, showing the mini toolbar, the username that you've chosen for the program, some startup options, as well as proofing. You can ignore words in uppercase. You can ignore words containing numbers, or you can flag repeated words if you want to, as well as some spell check and grammar type situations. When it comes to save, you might want to change this. This is the save auto recover information. So basically, if PowerPoint crashes for whatever reason, the last 10 minutes of my presentation that I've worked on, it'll save it every 10 minutes. So I'm only going to lose like 10 minutes worth of work, so to speak. And then it has an auto recovery location if you want to change that folder to something different. Okay. Also, you have where your server drafts are located. You can embed files, different other settings for cache. You can change your language. You can do ease of access, maybe making this accessible to someone who potentially cannot see, so we can do sound effects and stuff like that. Advanced, you can see some editing options, maximum number of undos. You could set it to 400 if you want, I think, maybe even not that much. You can set it to 40, that's the maximum, so not even 400. You can use copy paste. You can set up some image size quality options. There's some display options and slideshow and print options that you can pick through. None of these I would recommend changing as a general rule. You can customize the ribbon by, if you don't use something that often, you can push it over into this group of settings here so that it's really not as accessible, or it's hidden and not as seen on your ribbon. That way it doesn't take up so much room. Your quick access toolbar, which is up here at the top as well, you can customize that, pushing things back and forth. Just click something and add it to it. Same with the ribbon, you can click something and add it to your main tabs if you wanted something to sit up here all the time, or you can take something and you can remove it completely. All right, add-ons. You can customize which add-ons you have or disable them. And then the Trust Center, which basically is the Trust Center contains security and privacy settings. These settings help your computer help keep your computer secure. We recommend that you not change these settings, so they recommend that you don't touch any of these. So if you click the Trust settings, these are all of them, if you must see those. All right, so hopefully this was helpful in the overview real fast of the File tab, and hopefully you learned something today. Consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. And as always, I will see you in the next video.